Why did you return to Vietnam?
For holiday.
For holiday.
My friend have wedding.
Your friend had a wedding?
Yeah.
Alarm bells ring for Officer Natalie as the man now tells her that someone else has put items in his bag.
This? Is it yours?
Yeah, that's mine.
What's not yours? The food?
Yeah, it was
Who put this in there?
my friend.
Your friend. Do you know what's in here? In the rest? Did your friend pack this and then you put your clothes on top?
No, my friend.
Your friend put your clothes in the suitcase as well?
Yeah.
Why?
Before I go to Sydney, I drink a lot of an airport.
You
Drink a
drink a lot?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So you were too drunk
yeah.
to pack your suitcase, so your friend packed it for you?
Yeah.
The man is responsible for the contents of his luggage regardless of who packed it. And experienced officers suspect he's got something to hide.
What is this?
Cake.
Cake?
Yeah.
Who are you giving the cake to? For you or for somebody else?
Just for somebody else.
Who is that somebody else?
My friend. His relative. When I come here, his relative call me.
So his relative's going to call you to pick up the cakes.
Yeah.
So he has your number, but you don't have his?
Yeah.
The rest is all food for your friend's relative?
Yeah.
The passenger's story doesn't add up, and officers now believe he's not telling them the truth.
This gentleman is petrified of being caught with something in his bag that he's not allowed to carry.
With serious concerns that there is something hidden inside the cakes, Border Force call in a drug detector dog. If he smells drugs, the dog will sit.
Good boy.
This Irish backpacker has just returned to Sydney after a one-week trip to New Zealand, stating that the purpose of his short trip away was to renew the Australian tourist visa he has held for the last 3 months.
So what are your intentions for this particular trip to Australia?
Just to go from Sydney up the east coast.
Are you travelling with somebody else today?
Yeah.
How do you know that person?
Just dating.
Yeah. How long have you been in a relationship with this person?
2 years.
What sort of money do you have at your disposal for expenditure in Australia?
Around 7,000.
Okay, yeah.
Border Force is concerned that the large sum of money may have come from working without an appropriate visa. A bag search has uncovered a business card confirming the man's involvement with a TV dating show. Officers must now find out if this was work or play.
How did you find this work?
2 girls ran up to me on the street. That's really like,
What exactly did you have to do?
that's kind of like a dating show, I guess. So yeah, you go on and you meet people and talk.
Going on a number of dates is not a concern for Border Force, as it's not a breach of his visa condition. It may, however, be a concern for someone else.
That's great shots.
Alright, well I won't pry into your personal life, okay?
What is concerning for Officer Tim are the text messages found hidden in the man's phone. A conversation with another woman confirms that he has been working.
Well, I don't know what my work is like this week, but definitely meet for an hour. That infers to me that you are actually working.
Yeah, I can understand why it sounds like that, but it's just an excuse that I can't meet up all the time, I guess.
The man won't admit to working and instead claims the messages are lies which he sent to get him out of meeting a woman. But the lies keep coming, as text messages to his girlfriend also refer to work.
You've said, I'm just finished work. And you've got, well, I'm working tomorrow, so that's good, okay? What can you tell me about these 2 text messages from this particular contact today? You are on a tourist visa during this time.
This Australian resident returning to Sydney claims that the only things she has to declare are some cigarettes in her backpack. But x-rays of her luggage leave biosecurity officers concerned that she's attempting to bring some undeclared food items into the country.
There's a lot of organic material in there. And this one here, it's very faint, but we still need to look at it. It looks like it's in a pot. We need to have a look, definitely look in the box as well.
Okay, where's your passports?
And as the woman reaches into her bag, something falls out. And officers' suspicions are immediately justified.
Yeah, I know, I can see.
As an array of hidden and undeclared nuts tumble from her purse.
This is your signature? Yeah? Did you fill out the card? This is Chinese, not English. Look, Chinese, no English. Just one moment. I've got an interesting one here. She can't speak English. Obviously, this is not English. She won't answer the 7 baggage questions.
Where did she go?
It now appears the passenger has done a run-up, and officers have an urgent situation.
She won't answer the 7 baggage questions.
Where did she go?
In Sydney, a non-English-speaking Australian resident being questioned by biosecurity officers seems to have disappeared until they spot her trying to speak with another passenger.
All right, she looks like she's seeking assistance.
The woman has found another Chinese-speaking traveller to translate for her, and Officer Andrea clarifies what food items the woman has to declare.
What food is she bringing to the country?
Dry fish and other seafood.
Okay,
For example,
anything
scallop,
else?
yeah. 还有什么?
Despite only listing cigarettes on her declaration card, she now admits to carrying dried fish, dried seafood, mushrooms and Chinese medicine, but claims the items were packed by her son.
All right, thank you. Thank you, sir. Okay.
The lady up front of the X-ray was clearly declaring 1 bag only. However, it's become apparent that there is definitely food in the other bags. So let's have a look.
Officers immediately find a high-risk fresh vegetable hidden in her backpack.
This one, no goods, okay?
As well as the cigarettes she has declared. But when Officer Jeanette turns her attention to one of the woman's 2 cardboard boxes,
We have some leakage. There's quite a bit of juice coming out of that box.
she's shocked to find something that could pose a major risk to Australia's biosecurity.
Okay, so what do we have here? But I thought you said your son packed the bag and you didn't know what you had.
In Sydney, a drug detector dog has indicated that there may be illicit drugs hidden in a suitcase belonging to this Vietnamese student.
You saw the dog sit when he came near your bag. It means it's a positive reaction to what's in your bag, to narcotics, to drugs. Do you understand?
What do you mean the dog sits?
When the dog sits,
Yeah.
it's a positive reaction. It means that he smelled drugs in your bag.
Men's shop.
Pardon?
Men's shop. Yeah. Men's shop.
Drugs.
Shop. What's men's shop?
Drugs, narcotics. You don't know what drugs are?
His story doesn't convince officers as he denies any knowledge of drugs and continues to claim that someone else packed his personal bag.
They're illegal. Do you know what's inside the bag? You don't know.
Officers now continue the search and try to locate whatever it is that he's trying to hide.
Who are these for?
My friend.
Your friend? Another friend?
Yeah.
The rest is all food?
Yeah, all foods.
Okay.
Except
So what is this?
tea.
Tea?
Yeah.
Vietnamese tea and an unusual amount of Vietnamese mooncakes are packed in the suitcase. Mooncakes are a traditional pastry eaten during the harvest celebration. Normally, the filling appears dark in colour But what's now found inside these cakes is white and appears suspicious to officers.
There's something in it. Hurting the load.
This man denies breaching his previous visa conditions by working in Australia. But text messages found on his phone suggest to Border Force that he's not telling them the truth.
What can you tell me about these two text messages from this particular contact today? You are on a tourist visa during this time. You've said, I'm just finished work. I'm just going to ask, have you been engaging in any work during that time?
I may have engaged in a bit of work, a bit of extra work, but...
You're starting to hint at something else, another arrangement, and...
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Tell me what type of work it is that you've engaged in.
I just done a week's work of labouring.
Yeah? What was the arrangement? Where did you work?
So, okay, what happened was, I guess I might as well just tell you. We probably spent a little bit more than we were meant to. So I just said, oh look, I might as well just do a week of, it's like 8 days or something, I think, altogether. But
what did you get in exchange for this work?
money.
Work on your visa constitutes a breach of condition.
This woman is changing her explanation of what's in her leaking luggage, which raises officers' concerns that she's attempting to bring in prohibited, high-risk food items.
No, Mayor. The story definitely does not add up. She did say her son packed her bags. However, when we opened that box, she was able to identify that vegetable before we even opened it, which indicates to me she had a very strong awareness of what was in that box. What appears to be leaking is a non-commercially prepared vegetable.
This leaking vegetable is a prohibited import, which could contain unidentified pests and diseases with the potential to cause enormous damage to Australian agricultural industries.
Okay, let's have a look what else. More sugar. Have a look at this, Andrea. That does look like some type of disease, doesn't it? So this is not something that she'll be taking with her today.
Further investigation reveals a steady stream of undeclared and prohibited food items.
Wow. Okay, so we got more of the same. Just.
And now, in the same pot as the leaking vegetables, officers find something of even greater concern.
I believe that was made to look like food and packaged in this way to conceal.
After finding undeclared and prohibited food items hidden in this woman's luggage, officers have made another concerning discovery.
Inside this pot that was actually leaking with the vegetables, we've got concealed cigarettes. I believe that was made to look like food and packaged in this way to conceal.
The woman declared 5 packets, but officers now find a large quantity of concealed cigarettes, which she has disguised as food. And they suspect there's more to be found.
There you go.
Yeah, well, we knew. We knew there was more.
With the realisation that she's been caught out, the woman's health seems to take a sudden turn for the worse.
Oh, I think she's going to be sick. I don't understand you, ma'am.
Right, watch that
She
one.
keeps belching. Are you sick? You want to sit down? She's going to be sick. I'm just a bit worried about her because she doesn't seem to be doing too well. She keeps belching and yeah, her eyes look watery. So I think the whole of today has maybe made her a bit upset, or just her sort of knowing that she's done something that she shouldn't have done. Maybe is her conscience playing up on her? I can't really answer that.
And she won't be feeling better anytime soon if she finds herself with a hefty fine or possible prosecution.
She's a perfect example of why we have infringement notices issued. She could possibly get a criminal record.
Border Force officers have confirmed that this serial data has breached his previous visa by working. They must now find out if he's back to work again.
Now, is there any evidence that we may find that would suggest that you've returned to engage in further work?
This one is 100% tourism. Let me just spend all these money as a country and let me go.
The passenger is given a chance to explain his intentions, but he thinks the best way to plead his case is by being cocky.
Let me in, please. I can give you a call when I leave.
His confident attitude might usually get him out of trouble, but he's in for a rude shock when he hears Officer Tim's final decision.
After weighing up all the information available to me, I was satisfied that the grounds for cancelling your visa outweigh the reasons for not cancelling. Therefore, your visa has been cancelled and you will be refused immigration clearance. You will be detained and removed from Australia as an unlawful non-citizen.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Look, yeah, I know he's made his decision and all that, but I just think it's the wrong one.
Border Force believes that this man may be concealing drugs in his suitcase, and the focus of their attention is the Vietnamese mooncakes that he says he's carrying for a friend.
There's something in it. I think they're loaded.
The man is now detained while the concealment is identified.
I believe the cakes that you're carrying have narcotics in them. We're going to do some further testing to make sure, but because I believe that, I'm going to caution you. You don't have to say or do anything, but anything you do or say may be used as evidence. Do you understand that?
Don't do and don't say here.
Yeah, you don't have to. Okay?
A drug swab is now run over the mooncakes. This test will indicate if officers' suspicions are justified. Biosecurity officers have found a huge collection of undeclared items in this woman's luggage, including a large quantity of cigarettes.
What she'd actually declared was about 5 single packets of cigarettes. However, what we've discovered is excess cigarettes concealed to look like food items.
She is given the option via a translator to keep the cigarettes, but she will need to pay the duty owing or they will be seized and destroyed.
So she decide now, cigarettes gone, but she...
The woman may still be fined for all the undeclared food, but it's not without protest.
saying that she had no money, she can't pay.
Well, we can issue a remittance notice, which means she gets 21 days to pay. But
However, in order to send the woman a remittance notice, officers need to confirm her address. And when they check her ID, they run into a problem.
Who is this person? Is that her husband?
这个是谁？
这是朋友。
朋友 friend.
How come she has the friend's ID with her?
Driver's license.
The woman is found to be carrying several different ID cards with conflicting names and addresses.
So where does she actually live?
哎呦，看，这两头饭了。
What we've discovered is she has multiple identities and multiple pieces of information about where she resides.
Because of this new complication, biosecurity officers now hand the woman over to the Australian Border Force, who will investigate further. A swab test taken from the Vietnamese mooncakes found in this student's possession has just tested positive for ephedrine, a precursor used in making the highly addictive drug ice.
I have every reason to suspect this gentleman is carrying drugs in these food items. It's not cake, it's drugs.
Officers will now step up their investigation.
We're going to go into an interview room. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, okay? I'll get you to grab your things now.
The man is taken to a private interview room and officers conduct secondary tests to confirm the swab results.
Okay, so we've got a green result, which means it's a positive to pseudoephedrine.
The concealed drugs will now be packaged up for evidence and the passenger is arrested by the Australian Border Force Investigations team.